Hi and welcome to this video, which is checking out a few different versions of the classic arcade Frogger game implemented on the Oric-1 computer from 1983. And this is my Oric that I've owned brand new since late 1983. It's attached to something called the error bus there, which connects to the expansion bus. And what that allows me to do is have a whole bunch of pre-installed games on an SD card and then load them into the Oric much quicker than obviously a traditional tape load would have done. And the way it works is that if I enter the command for loading from tape, the Erebus ROM intercepts that request and then allows me to see a directory of all the SD card and all the games on it. And when I was going through this the other day and doing a demo of the Erebus, I remembered that there were so many clones of games from back in the day, and then multiple versions of those clones, not just one version. I thought it might be interesting to just check out different interpretations of the classic game Frogger. And I'm just going to go in alphabetical order as I find them. The first one is called Frogger. So let's load that and see what we see. So this is by Ocean, and it's actually called Road Frog rather than Frogger, even though the file name was called Frogger. Pretty over-the-top sound effects to start with anyway. So some instructions, normally you'd actually be able to read those instructions because the tape would take some time to load. But anyway, it's loaded it so quickly I didn't manage to see what it said. I'm going to enter the bottom skill rating, and you see that this doesn't look quite right. I think that's because it might have been built for the Oric-1 and the Oric-1, yes, and the Atmos is the actual ROM that's been loaded by the Erebus. And there are some small differences in the software rather than the hardware. So I'm trying to remember how this one works. Okay, cursor left and right, and I think spacebar advances. Oh, okay. I still have to get used to the keys. So I'll just I don't know why the sound gets faster. Oh, I think it's got faster. Okay, an explosion sound. Oh, what an idiot! That wasn't the actual bass, was it? Oh man, the bass is in black. I'm an idiot. I should give it another go. I think I better go for skill rating 1. I don't think it's very fair how every time you lose a life, it actually gets harder. Anyway, the graphics fairly basic, I guess. I would say, you know, could make better use of colour. I've got one back home. The frog doesn't look too bad, but oh man, it's just getting used to the keys as well. The frog doesn't look too bad, I think. Oh no, I've lost. You can't actually go backwards on this one. So I need to go across to that side and have enough time to pull across there. So that's the trick. So I'm going to go across to here, then here, then here. No! Okay, well, unfortunately some of the graphics are a little bit messed up, but that's Road Frog by Ocean. Yeah, you can see that even the high score entry is not working very well. I think that's because this was designed for the Oric-1, and because it's running under the Atmos ROM, it's not quite there. But I shan't score it, but I might do a comparison at the end. I'm just resetting the Oric so that we can load the next one. So that was Frogger, or what was called Frogger. The next one is called Froggy. So this is by Tansoft. So Tansoft was the software house created by Oric Products International. And I think all these software developers liked to show off the sound of the Oric. So that was pretty loud. I'm going to change the volume. This one's got some extra options, so I can change the volume. I can reduce the sound just a little bit so it doesn't hurt my ears. And then escape to go back to the main menu. Okay, now skill level. I'm just going to put it at the low skill level because I want to try and actually have a chance of playing the game. Define keys, that's nice. It's got, I will use A and Z and comma and full stop. That's good. And it's also got instructions. So it's got nice features. It's got a, I don't know if you can read it, but it has a redefined font, which is pretty cool. And then I guess I can, yeah, got page 2 of 4. I'm not going to read all these instructions. It gives me the keys again so I can remember. That's nice. And the high score table. So that's pretty cool. Return to start. So let's go. Well, this is hard. I mean, this is like the lowest level. Now, there's a long death tune, which is way over the top. But I have found that if I press a key, well, that's, oh God, I can't even get over there. If I press a key while the tune's going on, it will just start again. So that's, thank goodness that you can shortcut that. Ah. Graphics, I don't know. I don't know what those arrows are. The snake looks better than the Road Frog game. But, yeah. So let's start. Let's have one more go. This is like pretty nightmare. I mean, the snake's in the way. This is the lowest skill level. I don't remember playing this game back in the day, but bloody hell, it's hard. Maybe it's just my 50-odd-year-old reflexes. Maybe I would have found this not too bad back in the day, but right now I'm finding this thoroughly unpleasant. I managed to get somewhere. Okay. Ah, landed on the bank. At least I got somewhere. Okay, let's one more go or one. Jeez. This is quite frustrating. Ah. And this video has been going for a long time as well, just watching me die. So we can see that the sounds are slightly over the top in my view. Although there's a tune from the back in the day, if you remember Madness. So that's Tansos's version called Frog Hop. Now there is another version, and I do remember playing this one, and it's called Hopper. So should we go for quiet sound? I think so. And then I'm given the choice of keys. Because I'm left-handed, I prefer key choice 2. Maybe it's not because I'm left-handed, but that's what I prefer. So this is by PSS. I remember this back in the day, particularly, I had it. It was one of the games I bought. But also, they were based in Coventry, and I used to live in Birmingham, and Coventry was basically the next city down. So I remember thinking, oh, they're a local software house. So I was quite proud that we had a kind of West Midlands software house developing cool games for the Oric. Well, is it cool or not? Let's see. So press 1 to start. That did have instructions. So here we've got, I might have put the sound on a bit quiet, but this game I think is easier on the starting level than the others. Or it could be, that was not very good though, it could be that because I had the game back in the day and I've definitely played it since the 80s as well. This is not like the first time I've played it in 35 years, but it looks like that, doesn't it? I think I'm slightly more comfortable with the gameplay here just because I'm familiar with it. So it feels a little bit easier. Just my hand-eye coordination is not very good. But maybe I'll actually get to the end. And the graphics, I think, on this one are the best. That's what, well, that's for me anyway. I mean, you know, the way the Oric graphics works with its serial attributes, it didn't really help in making very colourful graphics. That's really bad. Making very colourful graphics horizontally, or vertically rather. But you can see horizontally there's some different colours being used there to try and oh, for God's sake, let's see if I can complete one sheet on these on this game. And I did play it just before I switched the oh, and I'm running out of time. No, and I missed. I'm not going to get to the next sheet. On the next sheet, the turtles there near the top, they start diving and coming back up again, so they disappear. Looks like I can do a high score entry. I managed to just about get a high score without even getting past the first sheet. So that's Hopper by PSS. And then I'm just resetting the Oric one final time. Well, trying to reset it one final time. Good. Let's see if there's a final game, and this video is now very, very long. I like to have shorter videos than this. There is a game called Jogger, well, let's see. Press any key to begin. Okay. And if I load the instructions, and it's by 7 Software, so somewhere in the southwest, this software house, you have to, it says it's called Jogger, but the aim of the game looks just like Frogger. If you read that, you have to jump onto the alligators and the logs, etc., etc. So it's suspiciously like Frogger. You have to get back home before time gets to 0. Use the cursor keys. Happy jogging. Let's go. So I like the cars and the lorries, but I think this is a game that was possibly designed for the Oric-1, because on the Atmos here we're not getting any any decent graphics coming up, so that's a shame. So better just reset that. I would say that the PSS version of Frogger, which is called Hopper, is actually the best one. I think that with modern development tools and all the learnings of developers over the last 35 plus years on getting the best out of the Oric, I'm pretty sure that something far better than Hopper in fact could be made today. So maybe that's something to consider by someone. Maybe might even be a project for me over the next few months. But I hope you enjoyed the video and got an insight of some of the clone of arcade games that you can get on the Oric.